That's it. I'm going exploring. Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode of Elite Dangerous. And, well, as you guys can see, this is an asp. And, well, one thing here is, okay, so 1.1 came out and completely broke the game. And now, my earlier criticisms were kind of a knee-jerk reaction. If you weren't flying something like a Type 9 or something big like that, that was expensive and, you know, really expensive, like millions of dollars or millions of credits to rebuy, then, you know, 1.1 was actually okay. If you were an explorer, yeah, it was iffy. I mean, you could do it, right? But if you came back to sell everything, sometimes you would just crash. But they did just release a patch for 1.1, and I have to say, I'm happy. Thank you. Frontier Developments, accept my sincere apology. I was really ticked. I did a little bit of combat, and, well, I mean, I like it, and I don't like it, because I have a couple of friends right now who are playing this game, and they're having a hard time, and the only real good ways to make money in the beginning are really combat, but you can't really do it unless you've got a lot of money to dump into a pretty A-spec ship. I mean, I guess you can still do it, but it makes it really hard to cross that threshold and get into the bigger ships. And I find that irritating on that level. I'm not really going to have a problem as far as combat goes, the Anaconda, now that they've finally fixed collisions. I mean, that should not even made it to release. I'm sorry. I'm still going to call you out on that one. That was stupid. However, they did fix it, and I tried it, and it works. And I need to get my trading rank up to Tycoon because I'm oh so close. I'm oh so close to that. But at least something good did come out of this. I'm finally going to get some exploration done. And as you guys can also see, I've got the decals here for my ranks, which is really freaking cool. I like the way it looks, especially on this paint job, man. That looks really cool. Very 50s. Dig it. I just need a pinup right here, and then it'll be complete. And finally, I can actually see the asp in its glory in my hangar. Like, I love this ship. I think it looks freaking awesome, especially like this. The only thing I don't like about it is the cockpit. I don't like the cockpit. If it had less bars on it, it would be really cool because this is the exploration ship, quote unquote, but I can't get a good screenshot out of it. But that aside, let me go ahead and show you what I've done here. So I've got a really kitted out asp, like a lot. There's quite a lot of money into this thing. Actually kind of a scary amount of money put into this thing. But anyway, I'm of the mind that if I'm going to be out there in the middle of nowhere, I need to be protected. To a degree, but definitely protected well. So what I've done is I've got this asp, and I've got military grade composite on it. Now, a lot of you hardcore explorers are going, what the hell are you doing? Well, with the changes to shield cells, this really actually has a use now. Whereas before you were invincible, now you may not necessarily be. And losing all the data and all the hours that you're going to spend exploration, it's worth a little bit of a hit as far as your jump range is concerned. It's also the quickest way to jump up your rebuy cost, but hey, as long as you have enough to cover it, you're fine. And if you have this, potentially you don't have to spend it. So, there. Power plant, you need an A5 anymore. You cannot really get away with anything less. Thrusters, I have the A5 because, well, if I do get in combat, I want to win. So, and I'm kind of a stickler for having a maneuverable ship. Frame shift drive, A5 obviously. If you're going exploration, this is, you know, no-brainer. Life support, I have it as a D rated, just so I can save a little weight. Power distributor, A for all reasons. Sensors I have as an A, because I have a... Okay, so when you go to buy one of these, right? It says, okay, basic suite providing, or standard suite providing basic detection, identification, and targeting capabilities. Identification. So, I think that means that it would make it to where you can actually detect planetary bodies sooner, scan them faster. At least I would hope so. So I put A's on there. I'm kind of, I mean, I've been doing exploration, but like hardcore exploration, I haven't really done yet. My rank for exploration up till now has really been from just scanning things as I'm going, from doing everything at the same time. And that's kind of been my whole philosophy towards how I've been going about this competition. But let's see here. Fuel tank remains the same. Shield generator, I have that as a D6. Again, to save weight and provide some pretty good protection. It comes in a 5 slot, and I moved it up to the 6 slot. I have a 5 fuel scoop, right? A level 5 fuel scoop, A5. That's 9 million, by the way. That thing is really just kind of a luxury. If I go to a place and I don't want to stay there for very long, and it's just really to increase my productivity doing this. Shield cell bank I had as the 5, but then I realized it only gave me 4 shield cells to use, and I'm like, well, what's the point? I'm just going to put it in a 3. Auto field maintenance unit. This is, just because you're going to be stuck out there in the middle of nowhere, or somebody actually manages to take out my frameshift drive, I want to be able to get home. So that's important. Cargo rack I have in there just because maybe I found some rare goods out there. Never know. Detailed surface scanner. I mean, I would put another tank if they had an additional, if I could buy an additional fuel tank like you can put on your truck, then I totally would put it here instead, but they don't, and I have really seen no other use for it. Detailed surface scanner, obvious. Advanced discovery scanner, obvious. Hardpoints. I got a kill warrant scanner in case I'm in anarchy space, or otherwise. I mean, I might as well get a little bit extra money. I have 2 chaff launchers because they nerfed the amount of ammo that they have. And I don't want to have to rely solely on shield cell banks because I only have 4 of them. Point defense, because they actually work now. Multi-cannons are all in the small slots because I don't want to actually use them. This is for the really bad fights because they use ammunition. And then the bigger slots, the 2 class I have as beam lasers because I primarily want to rely on these for defensive capabilities in case I'm interdicted or something along those lines. That way I can defend myself and not worry about running out of ammo, and my big damage dealers have infinite ammo. So that's the whole design philosophy there. That's really it. So let's see. My rebuy cost for this is kind of staggering, actually. So let's see here. Rebuy is 2 million. So you double that one, you get about 4.2 million. Which basically means that the cost of this ship is about 42 million credits is about how much I dumped into this thing. That's insane. So yeah, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to explore, and I'm going to get that Pathfinder up a little bit higher, or at least hopefully. My current statistics for exploration are, let's see, 1,280 systems visited, profits from exploration are about 2.6, and I just ticked over to Pathfinder. So that kind of puts an idea of where that's at. Trading, I'm at 3.66 and 3.8, or 380 it goes up to Tycoon, which I should have gotten a long time ago, but then they reset all the trading networks, and then after that they made it to where your anacondas were made out of glass, so I haven't completed doing that. And when they reset all the trading networks and I lost all of my routes, at least the ones I liked, yeah, I did some combat. And then my combat rank is at Master currently, and it should be going pretty good. So the combat bonds, I do want to note that I haven't done any combat in 1.1, so those are all at 3,000 a pop. So for 1.4 million, yeah, in just combat bonds at 3,000 per pop. That's, yeah, I'm pretty proud of that, actually. I did a lot of combat fighting in my Conda to get that. Assassinations, those are all the Anaconda kill missions and the random clipper, and I think 1 orca that I didn't really realize was an orca. Let's see, combat bounties claimed 1,650, 19 million there. So I'm pretty sure combat rank is going to be leveling up soon as well. So I'm close. I am getting there. So, I mean, and I have to say, kudos to Frontier for fixing all the problems that had come out with 1.1, and quickly. I have to say that was pretty quick. Being a coder back in the past myself, I understand how hard that can be to actually get out, and especially on this scale. So, congratulations, and do accept my apology. One thing that they've done, and that is nice, is they've refunded all of the repair costs since 1.1 went out till now. So, I mean, that wasn't a big deal for me because I did damage control, but that's still good of you to do, and I applaud that. So, I mean, hopefully that's all getting fixed. I went ahead and rubbed up against a Cobra in this thing to see if it did any damage. It didn't. Hallelujah. My biggest concern is over. That was my biggest concern, and I can actually tell my friends now that they can play without worrying about blowing up if they get sneezed on. So that's cool, and I'm telling you guys all the same thing. So my faith in Frontier has restored a little bit, but please, guys, test before you release and try some subtlety. I'm still saying that's something you need to look at. Subtlety is good, but I do like the direction everything is going. It's just, you know, the thing with the 5-second charge time, though, that sucks on smaller ships that have no shields. Just saying, just throwing that out there, it sucks because 5 seconds is shield full, no shields. And then 3 more seconds before you could have charged your shields up. So, I mean, I think they need to rebalance that for, like, module size. So if you have, like, a Class A2 shield generator, it only takes a second to kick in. But if you have, like, an Anaconda A7 shields, yeah, the full 5 seconds, bring it on, you know? Because you have a lot of shields to, you know, still have while that thing's charging. And that makes a lot more sense. It makes a lot of builds more viable. And also, like, the power draw for shield cell banks needs to be a little bit more in line. That way it's a little bit more noob friendly, and yeah, because I mean, we want more people to play this game, not less. And just making it that out, I mean, most people were already having a hard time with this game and its complexity and difficulty, which is why I loved it, but that's a little overboard in my opinion. It's a little overboard. Okay, that all aside, we're gonna do some exploration. So where am I going? I am gonna go to not the one that was chosen, but I'm going to be going to Maya, or Mia, or however the heck you want to pronounce this, M-I-A-I, M-A-I-A. It's way the heck down here in the Pleiades Nebula. And I haven't been to a nebula yet, so this is going to be kind of cool. And what I'm going to basically do is I'm going to cut once I start jumping here. And I'm not really going to be showing anything in between after the first fuel scooping and all that stuff. So you guys can kind of see what it's like to have an A5 fuel scoop. But basically, I'm just going to start recording again when I find some cool stuff, because exploration takes a while, and most of it's just brown dwarfs and anarchy systems. So we're going to see. I'm going to get out here, and I'm going to explore everything, because, yeah, I kind of want to wait until it's, you know, decided that all ships don't blow up on combat before I really get into blow up from getting rubbed on. I mean, you know, the excitement may be too much for some ships, and I just want to make sure that that's the case before I get back into that. And I need to get my exploration rank up anyway, so all good things. So let's go ahead and jump to our first one. I have it set to fastest routes possible to get there, because the majority of those systems will still be unexplored. I mean, there's a lot around a nebula. It's a very high concentration of stars with a bunch of plasma floating everywhere. It's going to be freaking cool. So I want to see all that. And there's going to be more places that are potentially unexplored entirely over there than on the way to it. So I want to get there as soon as possible, find a bunch of cool stuff, head back. If you guys haven't seen it, there is a really cool guide to exploration as to what's worth scanning and what's not. And that's really kind of a big thing. I mean, exploring everything is cool and all, but you get nothing for exploring asteroids, for example. Like, you know, and certain stars are worth more than others, and certain planets are worth more than others. And it's on the Wikia. If you want, just type in Elite Dangerous Wikia, you'll bring it up. There's an explorer area. They have a picture there of, I mean, really well done, photoshopped and everything, of all the planets and stars and everything, and how they look on the system map, and what they're worth, basically, and what you can expect to get from them. So, I mean, a lot of good work out there. I'll try to put a link to the picture itself in the description below. And, yeah, hope you guys enjoy this. This might be a multi-parter, and I may not have an actual kind of thank you for watching on this part. I might add it in post. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this. Anyway, guys, let's get out of here. No local players. Alright, we're good. So let's see, is there anybody I can rub up on here? Nah, just the Fed guys out front. Alright, Class 5A, 5A fuel scoop. What do you got for me? 577. Wow. Alright. I put a smaller fuel scoop on my condo when I run one. That's insane. Alrighty, guys. Well, it looks like our first unexplored system is going to be set. So, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and do the exploration thing. And I'll do a little bit of an overview about how I do it. And then we'll go ahead and cut until something interesting happens.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
So the way this one works is, this star is not one that I can fuel scoop from, which is kind of why you want the ASP, because the Clipper has a thimble for a fuel tank as far as a big ship goes. And, yeah. So what you gotta do, obviously, if you're new to exploration, you scan with the detailed surface scanner, or the advanced discovery scanner, and it kind of pings everything around you. The advanced discovery scanner has an infinite range, so anything that's in a system it will find. That's why you always get that one. Because sometimes there's things that are just too far away and you go wandering around forever looking for them. After this is done, anything that is unexplored, you target. And if you have a detailed surface scanner also equipped, you'll get extra money for the scan. It'll tell you basically the composition of the star rather than just its type. Gives you a little bit more money when you turn it in. Now the other thing about all this, and what I do whenever I come into a system, is I first look at how far everything else is away. If it's going to take me 20 minutes to get there, it's going to take too long for me to make any money. So I would just skip it and go to the next one, but these are pretty close. So then I need to see what's here. 3 stars. Now stars are actually pretty good. And Assault Hippo, nice name. So these 3 here have, you know, stars are always worth a couple grand at minimum, right? So I can go safely go to these. They're close. It's pretty easy money. I'm going to go ahead and do that. But I also look to see what kind of planets they are, and I match them against that guide I told you about earlier before we launched to see if they're worth going after. And if they are, I go do that. Otherwise, I leave them unexplored. It's faster and better for me to make more money that way than it is to take the time to actually scan them. And again, hardcore explorers are going to shun me for this one, but I'm not doing this for fun. I'm not doing this to be an explorer. I'm not doing this to roleplay. They're very different. So, anyway guys, I'm going to go ahead and explore this system, and I'll catch you up when something interesting happens.